A brand new Captain America series lands just in time for Independence Day, taking us back to his first clash with Doctor Doom. And over in Absolute Green Lantern, Hal and Joe finally meet the new Sinestro, and it's a showdown fans have been waiting for. And it's also a family affair as the Wolverines and Deadpool cross paths in our wild new adventures. Plus, some great variants are dropping just in time for New Comic Book Day. Let's see what's hitting the shelf. This week's Fresh Picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Izzy, and here is this week's new comic book releases for the week of July 2nd of 2025. We got some great books. It's kind of a low week. However, there's a lot of good stuff coming out this week. But before we go there, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for watching the video. And if this is the first time you are watching, if you like the content, hit that like button, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the show, and let me know what you think about all the other shows. But let's go into one of our sponsors here, and that's Global Comics. All right, with that being said, Global Comics does help out a lot with this channel, and I just want to give them a shout out because I'm in part of their watch team, so I really appreciate that. Let's go into the comic books for this week, and it looks like we got the perfect comic book for this week in comics, and that is Captain America #1. Captain America, the all-American hero. During this week, the 4th of July weekend, it's going to be a nice weekend for comics. It's going to be a nice weekend to relax with your family and friends, see some fireworks. So why not have a brand new Captain America comic book? We'll talk a little bit about that book as we get to the keys of the week. But let's go and take a look at what was fresh last week. And what was fresh last week was the top books as voted from League of Comic Geeks. The #1 book of last week was Absolute Martian Manhunter #4 with 33% of the votes. People are really enjoying this strange, weird comic book where it does have a lot of indie vibes into it, and a lot of people have been grabbing it. They're doing a great job with that book. Also, another Absolute book was hot on the list, and that is Absolute Wonder Woman #9. That was one of the top books, followed by the Ultimate line with Ultimate Spider-Man. As you can see, Spider-Man with Rick Parker, the new Venom. That's pretty interesting with, issue 18. Fantastic Four. People are getting ready for Fantastic Four. This one's being rebranded Fantastic Zero. So, interesting book. And finally, the new history of the DC universe. A lot of writers involved in this. Mark Waid is pretty much the head writer of this book, and it's a retelling of the DC universe from this continuity. So they always make some changes here and there, and this is the start of that one. I actually did expect that one to be higher on this list. However, these Absolute and Ultimate books are always hot, and they're usually the top books on the list. With that being said, let's take a look at the rundown for this week. New comic book rundown. I like to take a look at the books that are coming out, how many books are coming out. And currently there's 65 new releases coming out this week, 234 variants, which gives us a grand total of 299 comics, just one shy of 300 books on the shelves. From there, you have 17 new #1s. 108 of those are going to be variants of those #1s, which gives us a grand total of 125 new #1s on the shelves. As far as our potential keys goes, we have 11 potential keys as per key collector. But one first appearance as of right now. That number usually changes within time. So when you go to the shops and you want to ask your LCS, are there any new first appearances that you want to seek out? They could pretty much tell you there. As far as Marvel and DC goes, we got 20 titles from Marvel, 81 variants, 10 titles from DC Comics with 29 variants and some really nice variants, but it's really actually a low week for them. So a lot more variants that you would normally see, but at the same time, because of the holiday, it seems to be that this week is just the low week for most comic books. As far as the indies go, Image has 11 titles with 34 variants. Boom has 4 titles with 21 variants. IDW has 1 title and 2 variants. Believe it or not, Dynamite don't have any new releases this week. However, they just have 1 variant, which seems very odd for Dynamite knowing what we know about them. And finally, Dark Horse Comics has 6 titles and 4 variants. From the remaining indie publishers, you have 15 titles and 67 variants. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the books that are coming out this week. As I mentioned before, key watch will be Captain America #1. This is the origin of Captain America and Doctor Doom's first meeting. So they're actually going to rewind the clock. You also are going to have a first appearance. This is the one first appearance I mentioned of a character by the name of David Colton. Chip Zdarsky is doing the writing duties for this book. I am digging that Ben Harvey cover. It is beautiful, as well as the Chip Zdarsky cover. But be on the lookout for the 1 in 200 Pablos Villalobos Virgin cover. There is an open order cover with the trade dress for this book. But this 1 in 200 could be a very rare book, and it's a quite possibly, depending on how good the story is, we could see this book in a trending list. It is a possibility with a 1 in 200 ratio. That's a possibility that people are going to be hunting it down. Also, new this week, the Immortal Thor issue number 25. This is the death of Thor again. He's coming back, guys, with an Alex Ross cover. There's some great retro version covers that are coming out this week. The one that we're looking at right now is the Dan Jurgens one, and the 1 in 25 Grang Lang cover of the book. This does seem to mark the final issue of the series, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get a new run, a new series, a new title. It'll probably just be named The Mighty Thor or just Thor. I'm not 100% sure at this moment what's the case. But if you want to look at another death, this is a book to keep and watch of. And finally, you got Wolverines and Deadpool's #1. This book is a team up of pretty much all the Wolverines and all the Deadpools. But I think there's going to be more than just that, because we're only seeing a few of them. We see X-23. We've seen Eileen Camacho, who is Deadpool's daughter. So it's pretty much a team up between that, Wolverine, Deadpool, X-23, and Eileen Camacho. There's also a really cool Retroverse cover right there that you see there by Andrea DeVito. The Torrent Clark one is always great. And of course, cover A, Alessandro Cappucciuto is doing the cover art. Be on the lookout for this one. This one, I think, is going to be an easy one to pick up. I don't think there's a lot of hype behind this book, but it'll be a fun book to read. And I'm sure with Deadpool involved, there's going to be some comedy hijinks as well. Over at DC, DC is very light as well, as I mentioned to you, but Absolute Green Lantern #4 is probably the one that you're going to want to look for. This is going to feature the first appearance of Val Sinestro in a cameo, but it also has Joe and Hal versus Abin Sur. So we're going to take a look at how different it is in the Absolute universe. And you see here the John Lindsay cover A. There's also a 1 in 25 Nimit Malavia cover and a 1 in 50 Juliet Nika cover. And if I'm butchering these names, I apologize. It's hard to say them sometimes, but that's one that I think people are going to be checking out. Absolute Green Lantern has been a hit or miss for some people. I enjoyed the first 2 issues. I didn't get to read issue 3, but I will be collecting it, and I have been collecting it. Our next book is Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit #1. This is going to be a weekly series that's going to focus on the Gotham City Sirens. There's going to be tons of covers for this. You got the Terry and Rachel Dotson cover, which is cover A. You got the Nobovich cover that's there. And then there's a 1 in 25 Helen Mask cover, which I think is really cool. And I think we're going to see more of those types of covers as we continue throughout the weeks with this book. It is just one of those space romp comedies. I'm willing to bet anything that has Harley Quinn in it, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, you name it. They're just having fun, and that's what this book is going to be. I wouldn't take this book too serious. As far as being an actual key book, it is a key because it is the #1, and you never know what you get with these books. But I'm sure there'll be some heart, there'll be some fun with this book. Our next key watch is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Khan #2 issue number 2. And now we're getting the Suicide Squad to be part of this mission with Godzilla and Kong and the Justice League. You got the Christian Duca cover. My favorite one really is the Yasmin Putri cover, where you have Harley Quinn doing a selfie with Godzilla. I love that. I think it's cool. I'm going to pick that up just for that reason. And then the 1 in 25 Kevin Maguire cover, which is always great seeing Kevin Maguire doing facial expressions, this time with Kong and Wonder Woman. And another one that I want you to take a look for is Grimm issue number 23. What fates lie ahead of our favorite Reapers? And believe it or not, this series is going to end with issue 25. I read the first 6 issues of Grimm, and I'm looking forward to going back to Grimm. I did like the concept. I like the idea of a Grim Reaper who doesn't know her past, and there's something special about her past that she needs to know more about. So that's what this story is all about, is trying to figure that out. It is 2 issues to the end, so it's a nice closed book for this story. You got the Fabiano cover A cover. There's a gorgeous 1 in 20 Dan Panosian cover, and then the 1 in 10 Balimar Rivas cover. That Dan Panosian cover is gorgeous. There is an open order trade dress of that same cover. So if you want the cover but you don't want to give up the money for it, that's the one you're going to grab. As far as our indie key goes, it's going to be Sisterhood, a Hyde Street story number 1. This is coming from the Ghost Machine crew, and this is a lifelong friend. Sophie and Violet were practically sisters. Now at college, they've been slowly drifting apart. But when Violet accidentally drowns at a sorority hazing, a devastated Sophie pleads with a psychic Sisterhood to contact her dead friend. Sometimes you get what you wish for, but not on Hyde Street. There's always a cost, and it's a killer. So this is a tie-in to Hyde Street. If you guys been reading Hyde Street, then this is the book you need to pick up, because it is part of that group, that storyline of books. You got the Leia Liz cover A, and you got the 1 in 20 Raymond Gay cover, which I really dig that cover. Kind of gives me that Madame Xanadu vibe, and I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at some eye-catching variants, starting with some DC covers. Personally, I love this Batgirl cover, Batgirl number 9, the Tirso Khan cover, which is just taking a concept of a VHS cassette. If you guys know a VHS cassette, let me know in the comments, because I remember those. I still, believe it or not, I still actually have a VHS cassettes out there, but you youngins may not know what I'm talking about. Birds of Prey 23, the Nimit Malavia cover of Big Barda. Always great to see Big Barda. Speaking about another classic characters, you have Dr. Fate with JSA number 9 by Jorge Corona. I've always been a fan of Dr. Fate, so I love that cover. Secret 6 number 6, you got the lyrics cover with Deadshot coming out of the grave, taking, Web of Spider-Man vibes right there. The Last Hunt, so nice homage there. And then there's a special 616 Comic Traders variant of Gotham City Sirens. You got the Ivan Talavera. Ivan Talavera lately has been killing it with these covers. We recently saw the giant size Dark Phoenix Saga number 1 cover that he did. This just happens to be another one. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. Great work. As well as the Gilliam March connecting cover. So right now we see the cover with Catwoman. There will be connecting covers with the other Sirens coming in the next couple of weeks. Over at Marvel, you got Amazing Spider-Man number 7, the 1 in 25 Simone Bianchi cover. I've always digged Simone Bianchi's style. It's very unique, very different. So I really like that one. Also, the Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider number 15, the Chris Anka cover, sideways view, widescreen view, whatever you want to call it. It's just cool, right? And again, another Retroverse cover of All New Venom number 8 by Scott Koblish. I love how they call it the Valorous Venom. And what I love about it is just all the writing that's on the screen, on the page. I love when I see word balloons in a cover, and I think this is a really cool image of All New Venom facing Dr. Octopus. And also, you got X-Men Hellfire Vigil number 1, the 1 in 50 Rose Besh cover. beautiful work. Rosebetch does some awesome work out there, as well as this Godzilla versus Thor #1, the Aaron Cutter cover. It kind of gives me vibes of the Patrick Gleason cover from a few weeks back with Spider-Man. Same idea where Godzilla is just huge and the character is really small, but we're talking about Thor here, the God of Thunder. And how does he match up with a character like Godzilla? So I'm looking forward to that one. I've been picking them all up. The Lee Garbett versus covers, of course, I've been picking all those up as well. And finally, Bring on the Bad Guys. Green Goblin #1 is the 1 in 50 Derek Chew cover. This is a Virgin cover. There, it's also a trade dress. This features a new character, Sister Sorrow, in the cover. Really cool, really nice. Again, another character to look out for. If it could be a new villain that we're looking at that could have some potential future possibilities. And finally, we got here from our indie side, we got Godzilla Heist #5, the Pablo Tunica cover. This is taking out, it's an homage to the movie Inception. And they've been doing some great homage covers over with this book with Godzilla Heist. Recently, they did a Fast and Furious cover, and I like this one just as much. Also, you have Medieval Spawn #3, the Jonathan Urby cover, and Storm Shadow Negative Space G.I. Joe Real American Hero 318, the 1 in 10 Francis Portela cover. Again, Negative Space, Storm Shadow, white cover. It's gorgeous. And tell me your thoughts. What do you think about these fresh pinks? I want to know it. I want to hear from you. Make sure you like the video. I really do appreciate it. Leave a comment. Whenever you leave a comment, it tells YouTube that people care for the content. And if you can, share the video, subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.